Hey, gentlemen. Okay, so this is going to be a breakdown of my character, Griffin Grey, in what I believe is Rebelias, Kharí's new game, the one that we don't talk about as much for some strange reason, because it's utterly amazing and awesome. So this is my attempt into trying to bring it into the forefront, so we can actually start to get in the game and start playing. Okay, so I am a Gorfa. Um, and that's basically like a I think Agorpha has like many different like things attached to it, like subspecies attached to it. You know me, of course. I'm a vampiric. That is my subspecies. Here, vampires are they're like normal vampires, honestly, like the ones we see on TV and things of that nature. Um, it's just that like they can go out in the sun. Excuse me, they're just weaker in the sun, and certain other things like it seems like that everything isn't 100% of what you see on TV. Like I think like silver, like stuff like silver does affect them, but it just makes them weak and things of that nature. Um, One of the big things that I found out or had information of is like they might be allergic to wood and things like that inside of in their bloodstream, but because of they're vampires, they're a little more durable. So it might not be as easy to say stake a vampire through the heart because of the simple fact that their skin might be tougher, something like that. I am on the planet I'm on. It's called I think it's Canaan, maybe, but Cana, I believe. And I'm near a city named Sittingham. I think I'm on like a Segura or something like that. I gotta look that back up, but I know I'm near a city named Sittingham. Um, yeah. So basically, the personality wise, this player is I guess it's kind of weird because I requested to be similar to Batman, as in like kind of a no nonsense guy, not as in Bruce Wayne, like as in the Vindicate, but like as in Batman, where I don't speak much. Like I'm kind of like really quiet, and I'm more about actions rather than speaking with words. Uh, and honestly, Griffin Grey is he's like a vampire where he kind of thinks that like he's too cool for school. One of those guys, like like he wears a leather jacket and he just thinks he's a badass. Like one of those people. But what drives and motivates him is it's the same thing as all my characters, guys. Like it's not even it's like being the best warrior he could be. Things like that's what drives him. I don't have the information about too much of his background, like his history, but that's pretty much his personality type. As you can tell in the movies, in the movie we played at Real World Con, it was more of he is kind of he's kind. I'm trying to think of a good example because it's more like he's not really about talking much. He's about action. He doesn't really get down with people being afraid to do stuff. He's just about action. He's not about talking a lot, as I keep saying. It's about that action. Um, but he's a smart. He's intelligent. Like he's not going to do something like as where Zagharai might do something from adolescence. Like he's older. Like he's more wiser than that. Like he's middle aged. So let me see. As far as his abilities, what Griffin Grey can do when he's very proficient at. Besides the jail vision, the jail vision is you know, like when the vampires from Buffy and Angel, where they make their face frown up and all that other good stuff when they fangs and everything like that. That's how the vampires work here. Like you can do that, and what that does, it gives you heightened senses, and it gives you like it allows me to look deeper into stuff and things of that nature. Like I could look at something and tell if it's human blood, you know, with my geo vision on. But besides the natural talents that come with being a vampire or vampiric from Rebelias, I also have the ability to look at something and tell the structural weakness. And so basically, I can look at a person and tell if it's where he's weak at, what his weakness is. I also possess, you know what? I don't know if I have this sword already. I can't remember. I think I do. But my sword, it changes forms, but it also changes its forms connected to the weakness of my opponent. That's what my sword does. I'm rolling right now with a vampire named Ferg, and we're pretty much the last thing we did was we took out some vampire hunters, because that's another big thing. I'm a vampire hunter. Like I hunt vampire slayers. That's what I do. So we just killed a couple of them, and we're basically taking this big axe that we found that was like encrusted with a jewel or jewels of some sort. And we're trying to pawn it to get some money out of it. So that's pretty much the breakdown of Griffin Grey and Rebelias.